Chapter Point 1. Beginning. You are listening at FameTV.info. Alex was walking down the street minding his own business. Suddenly there was a cry for help nearby. Help, I'm being robbed. Alex thought about it for a moment, and reluctantly decided to help. He lived by the philosophy that you treat others the way you want to be treated. Meaning that he would help, hoping they would help him in return someday, though it had never happened. Alex went down the alleyway the call came from and found a girl being mugged. You. Turn right around and you'll live another day. The robber called out while pointing a gun at him. Alex sighed, and replied, Do you really mean that? This is a simple mugging, that means you go to jail for what, a few years. You kill me and you're looking at life, is that worth it? The robber suddenly faltered as he considered Alex's words. Alex thought the situation was settled, until he saw the robber's hand started shaking while the gun was still pointed at him. Hey, let's calm down. He was suddenly cut off as the robber accidentally fired the gun and hit him. Alex was confused for a moment, before realization hit him the same moment the pavement did. The girl screamed, but he could barely hear it as his consciousness drifted further away. He thought he heard another bang, but wasn't sure. A moment later Alex was in a space, surrounded by hundreds of people. They were all talking amongst themselves. Alex was confused for a second until he remembered being shot. Wah! What just happened? People around him looked at him with sympathy, and said, Looks like a fresh one over here. Look here buddy, you alright? Alex didn't understand what was going on, but after a few moments he started calming down as he grasped the situation. Seeing he calmed down, the other people lost interest in him, and went back to their previous conversation. As Alex thought about what was going on, he thought back to the various manga and light novels he has read over the years and a theme they seem to like, reincarnation. As he thought of this, Alex grew a little excited. He was sad at not being able to see his family again, but if he dwelled on it then he would have a hard time adapting to his next life. He waited patiently for the god that would reincarnate them, as he looked around at the other people. He didn't mind the fact that there were others, as some novels had multiple people reincarnating at a time. After several hours passed, an old-looking man with a long white beard appeared and spoke to the gathered people. Greetings. I am one known as a god. After several hundred millennium of existing, I am now looking for my successor. To ensure I choose the best one, I have gathered 1,000 of you, and will have you participate in a game for the next few hundred years. You will each have a system, and choose 3 powers to accompany you in your new lives. After you familiarize yourself with your new systems, you will be sent to a world of your choosing, or one randomly decided. There you will be able to grow in peace for the next 20 years before being able to traverse worlds freely. You will need to either accumulate more powers, or master the ones you choose over the others. Your chances of succeeding will depend on your capability to use your new powers, or your ability to subdue others to follow you. Now then, examine your new systems and choose your powers for a little while. I'll be back to send you all on your way in an hour. And with that the god disappeared, leaving everyone gaping at the spot he was in before. Alex just shrugged and went with the flow, before activating his new system. What he saw was the usual setup with general information, stats, and slots for his abilities. Alex decided that he didn't want all the extra information and limited it to just show his general information and lists of his abilities. Name. Alex. Age. LVL, 0 abilities //////. Satisfied with that, Alex looked at the other functions, and saw that there was also a shop, an interface for things such as friends and a mailbox. He opened the shop first and saw that there were different slots for abilities. A notification showed up to inform him about the shop. Notice, the shop function is only available for a limited time. After reincarnation the shop will only open whenever user reaches the 100-level milestone. Some abilities and objects will also only be available when user reaches the age of 5 to avoid overloading newborn bodies. Exceptions will be basic bloodlines, and only one bloodline will be available per person. Depending on the bloodline chosen, to avoid unnecessary complications others will ignore any abnormalities as a result of said bloodline. Alex was stunned for a moment before deciding that he needed to choose a bloodline ability so that he might be able to get a jumpstart on the others. He needed to focus on ensuring the best foundation for himself, while also maximizing potential in the future. Suddenly he heard the others shouting in excitement at the abilities they were choosing, such as specific attacks from anime, weapons, and so on. Alex snorted at their stupidity. After he spent several minutes choosing his abilities and place and time he wanted to be born, he felt as if that as long as he put in the effort towards training in the future he wouldn't lose to just anyone. He then checked the other options, and was surprised that he had a friend request. Alex opened it and saw a pretty-looking girl that looked vaguely familiar. He was wondering where he knew her from, when the woman herself walked up to him. I wanted to thank you for before, and I'm sorry I got you killed." Alex suddenly slapped his own forehead and recalled why the girl looked familiar. She was the one who was being robbed when he died. His eyes suddenly became sharp, and he asked her, "Why are you here? Don't tell me that guy killed you too." She nodded and explained what happened after he died. "After he shot you, he decided that he was already in too deep, and another body won't make much of a difference." Alex was mad at the guy, but calmed himself when he thought about the life he was going to live from now on. Especially that if he used his abilities right he would be escorted by countless beautiful ladies in the future. "Don't worry about it, think about the lives we get to live from now on." The woman looked confused for a moment, then declared with passion, "Yes. I already decided that I'll stop people like that in the future. I don't really care about this game, and the friend function said that you can't fight those listed as your friends, so would you consider accepting?" Alex thought about it and decided that he didn't have any real reason to refuse. The two chatted for a bit and decided that after the 20 years they would meet up. Then the time they had ran out. Alex ensured that he was being sent to his requested destination, and was filled with excitement. In another world's Japan, in a place called Kuo Town, a new baby was being born. "It's a boy, congratulations. My handsome baby boy, I'll name you Alex." As everyone was fawning over the new baby, no one seemed to notice that he had the tail of a monkey. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.